I'd like to basically point you in the direction of the paper, given that it is a full working paper and there's quite a lot of information to absorb. But just quickly, some examples of barcode and RFID in manufacturing. So what the paper looks at is, initially, manufacturing is perhaps synonymous with barcode auto identification. Later on, however, what we find is that RFID is also making an impact in the electronic commerce manufacturing area. Some of the end-to-end electronic commerce processes are things like enterprise resource planning, supply chain management, e-logistics and e-distribution. Here you can see an example of someone clocking on using an RFID scanner, perhaps with an RFID device or barcode, clocking on to his work schedule. Somebody is then being asked to move a bunch of product or goods from one location to the next, and most likely these products would have either barcodes or identified via RFID devices. They are then on the conveyor belt being scanned, either to be stored or to be taken out of the warehouse, and this is done automatically using the RFID scanners again, of the RF data capture devices. They are being stored or taken out of the actual factory. This is then logged automatically. Again, a scanner could be used to actually get the goods into a container setting, which has been specially packed for a supplier or producer. And finally, what we have is the container being trucked out and a scanner actually scanning the truck as it's leaving with the goods on board. So all throughout the case studies in the paper, what you are looking at is a progression from one device to another, or the multiple use of devices, and in this case I illustrate how barcode and RFID are used in manufacturing. In the next slide, what we can see is the use of multi-application integrated circuit cards in telecommunications. Here we might have a customer who has been given a multi-application smart card. Here is that smart integrated card. In this case we're looking at a GenPlus card. The ease of using this smart card is personalized services, secure transactions, convenience, ease of use, and anywhere, anytime. What we are moving towards is an environment where we could use one card for several types of applications, whether it's remote login to work via the virtual private network, perhaps paying for goods at a restaurant, using the SIM card for a mobile phone transaction or a telephone call, storing data on it, perhaps just a Word file, or using it for a wireless PDA. So what you can see is that one card can be used for multiple things to actually enact transactions related to electronic commerce applications. You could transfer funds using a home ATM, for example, check the weather, e-service bureau, and all sorts of things. In the third example, what we are looking at are government citizen cards using integrated auto ID solutions. So keeping in mind again, okay, that these are part of the multiple embedded case studies, and in this case I'm illustrating the biometrics, and some of the findings show that governments are trying to introduce national ID cards. Some have dubbed these the everything card, to tie in all the different electronic commerce applications for citizens or citizen to government flows, such as supplying people with a social security number, a Medicare or Medicaid number, a private health insurance number, passport number for travel, employee ID for work-related purposes and tax purposes, a tax file number as we have in Australia, perhaps the birth certificate identification, a marriage certificate, ratepayer ID, driver's license, whatever that government has, and these are quite popular now, particularly in Asian countries such as China and Taiwan.